it was the worst feeling knowing that no one's there to help you.
Holly Beecher found herself alone in a secure unit with a 17-year-old offender.
He had came up to me and at that time got in my face. I had lifted my arm to tell him, hey, get out of my space, and he had smacked my arm down.
King 5 News obtained the security video from someone who did not want their identity revealed. It shows Beecher repeatedly being hit by the juvenile who was trying to get her keys.
Yeah, and he dragged me. My shirt was ripped open. My pants from being dragged were starting to come down.
Nearly a year later, she still suffers tics, headaches, and blurred vision from the one-on-one assault that lasted almost 30 seconds before someone came to help, another juvenile offender. The attacker was charged and pleaded guilty to custodial assault, attempted robbery, and second-degree assault. Desmond Bellegarde, already serving time for a drive-by shooting, got 5 years added to his sentence.
Up the chain of command.
Beecher blames understaffing and overcrowding at Green Hill School.
You can't have a therapeutic approach if you're over capacity and not being able to actually do the therapy.
Green Hill has housed more offenders than the recommended capacity for more than a year now. The state says as a result, counseling and educational opportunities have decreased, while assaults and drug use inside the facility have increased.
It just makes it to where the response times are slower, and everyone's just kind of exhausted. Mentally you're trying to just make it through your shift.
Solving the problems here at Green Hill School is something legislators from both parties, as well as Governor Bob Ferguson, have made a priority this legislative session, despite the state's multi-billion-dollar deficit.
I just appreciate your service.
Ferguson, who has been calling on budget writers to look at cuts, supports increasing spending to handle the overcrowding, funding in both the House and Senate's proposed budgets.
We felt like that was a really important area that we needed to make sure we shore up appropriately so that young people in the system are getting the services and the rehabilitation that they deserve, and that our staff are able to work in a safe environment.
Those convicted as juveniles may be sent to adult prisons once they reach their 20s. And before leaving office, Governor Jay Inslee proposed converting an unused portion of an adult prison in Aberdeen to handle the overcrowding.
I just will live with my medical conditions that I have, and hopefully I do know that some are, permanent.
Holly hopes to get her vision back so she can drive and read to her children again. She's also hoping the state does more to prevent future incidents like hers.
I genuinely believe if we were fully staffed, I would have walked away that day with just my arms slapped, because if staff would have showed, they would have been able to help and intervene before that.
Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.